Michael Foot was Labour leader from 1980 to 1983. He may not have led his party to victory, but he was still highly regarded and fondly thought of by politicians on all sides. Justice Secretary Jack Straw broke the news to the House of Commons.
The former leader of the Labour Party, Michael Foot, it's been announced has died. And I'm sure that this news will be received with great sadness.
Mr Foot passed away this morning at his home in Hampstead. He'd been ill for some time and had been receiving 24-hour care. Mr Straw told MPs that those who knew Michael Foot well had many memories of him. He recounted one such tale.
Mr Speaker, I read in the newspapers that only a couple of members of the Cabinet are supporting the government's economic policy. And I've been, he said, scratching his head in his usual way, just wondering how many members of the Conservative backbenchers support the conduct of the economy by the Right Honourable Gentleman, the leader, the Chancellor of the Exchequer and the Prime Minister. And he paused. And he said, hands up, who's supporting the government's conduct of the economy? And 3 members put up their hands.
Mr Foot first entered the House as MP for Plymouth Devonport in 1945 before taking over the seat of his great mentor, Nye Bevan, Ebervale and Blaenau Gwent in 1960. The man who succeeded him as Labour leader, Neil Kinnock, remembers well his passion.
Michael took very naturally to Wales, both the idealised Wales that he saw, the land of song, the land of poetry and of struggle and nobility and sacrifice, and to the real Wales of pressure and difficulty.
He became Labour leader in 1980 but led it to disastrous defeat against Margaret Thatcher at the 1983 election. Mr Foot was famously mocked for wearing what was described as a donkey jacket at the Cenotaph in 1981, although he always insisted it had been a smart car coat. Although he could never have been accused of being a snappy dresser, he was renowned for his oratory. Prime Minister Gordon Brown paid tribute.
Michael Foot was a man of deep principle and great idealism. He was the best parliamentary debater of his generation, and he is one of the most eloquent and indeed one of the most humorous speakers I think the country has ever heard.
Wales Secretary Peter Hain described him as a good friend and said his death was a loss to the whole House.
It is a very sad day for the Labour Party, for the House of Commons, because of course he's a great parliamentarian. You're not going to see anything like him, I fear, ever again. It was his essential kindness and decency and also rock-solid sense of principle that really endeared him to so many, myself included.
That view was echoed by tributes from all sides. David Cameron described him as a remarkable man and a brilliant speaker who'd led an extraordinary life.